Hello Wolfpack, we're here on the Total2 index, which is the total market cap of altcoins, right? So in terms of every single altcoin in the cryptocurrency market added together comes to 1.5 trillion currently, right? That's excluding Bitcoin. So this is the total cryptocurrency market cap of every single altcoin in the market, and it's just been doing something very spectacular and absolutely great to see, right? What we have seen on the altcoin market cap, right? So the Total2 index is a puncture, a breach above for, a consecutive time, right? This is the fourth consecutive day in the row. But the point is, we've seen a puncture above 1.5 trillion, which is a critical resistance zone that we've been seeing playing out since May. And the reason why this is significant, guys, is because, well, you would have noticed that in the recent days, in the recent weeks, actually ever since the start of October, we have been pushing up on 1.5 trillion, right? A slow grind to the upside ever since Bitcoin started moving at the start of October here. We've had a slow grind to the upside. And you would have noticed that altcoins haven't really moved as much as Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin's moved up like 60, 70%. Altcoins generally have moved up 20, 30%, if not less. That is because we've been coming up on a very major resistance zone, which is 1.5 trillion, which is where we actually saw the top in May. So right now, we are currently stationed at the same place we were in the peak of the miniature altcoin season we saw in May, just before Bitcoin crashed. And this is a significant resistance zone, and this is why this video is titled what it is. It's titled one of the most important moments in the market, and it stands true, right? This is one of the most important moments that we are going to be seeing in the cryptocurrency market, because not only does this signal for a massive run on altcoins, and we're already seeing that, right? I've got a personalized watch list here that I'm watching at the moment. Now, this isn't anything specific, but these are coins that I'm just looking at, and we can see that, all of these altcoins were in, the red, and were kind of a little bit green or mostly red, and now ever since we punctured 1.5 trillion, they've all pumped up drastically, right? With Dent going up 14%, RLC 8%, Digibyte 7%, right? These coins are going ballistic right now, and so is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's pushing up at 63k, and this has all happened simultaneously as the altcoin market cap has punctured 1.5 trillion, because people have been watching this, right? When they look at previous highs, they look at these levels we've reached historically, and they look at those as resistance. We came up to around 1.5 trillion, 1.45 trillion in September. We rejected from that region. We've come up right now, and right now we're either going to see a rejection, obviously, or punch it through. But we look like we're going to punch through, right? Because we're not really showing any signs of rounding out, and we do have this inverse head and shoulders formation. But I wanted to bring this to yours' attention because this is an absolutely massive moment in the market, because the same thing happened in the last cycle, right? We saw a similar structure to this, and when we finally broke through, guess when it happened? It happened in November. Guess what happened in November to altcoins? They went up drastically, right? Drastically. And we're seeing the same thing play out right now. Let's go to Ethereum. We can see this play out in real time, and we'll go to, let's go to the Coinbase chart, because I want to show you guys a macro scale on Ethereum right now on the log chart, so we can see something similar that happened last cycle. All right, what did we see last cycle on Ethereum? Well, we saw, and these are all relative to the current dates we're having, right? We topped out in May, we bottomed out in July, we came back up, topped out in early September, and then we punctured through in November last time. We're puncturing through in November this time, right? This is all in accordance with the cyclical theory. Everything we're seeing right now is what we have seen before. And not only is this great in the sense that, wow, the next few months are going to be parabolic, but it's also great in the sense that we want this predictability to continue, because the longer the market shows this strong predictability, right? What happens before happens again, the longer we can just make money without really thinking about it, right? Because at the end of the day, if the same trends repeat over and over and over in history, precisely at the same dates every single cycle, we can just look at the previous cycles, and every time it happens, it gets more, likely in our minds that it's going to play out again. This is why I think that people calling for a golden cycle, which is a bull run that doesn't end, essentially, are not thinking logically. That's not actually what we want to see, right? We don't want to see a golden cycle. Whether it happens or not is a different story. I don't think it's going to happen, but we don't want to see that, because if we see a golden cycle, yes, that's good for us in the short term, but what happens when the next cycle comes along, and then we've lost all of predictability, all of the predictability we've been gaining for the last decade just goes out the window, and then we're just kind of going in blind, right? We don't want to be going in blind, this is the one time in life in general where past trends do actually indicate future performance, and we want it to stay that way, right? So You know, the important thing to note is as we breach 1.5 trillion on the altcoin market cap, Ethereum is making a puncture out of this resistance zone, similar to what it did in the last cycle when we breached our relevant resistance on the altcoin market cap as well. So big things happening in the market, guys. You know, and this just ties into what I was saying. I've been predicting this for months and months and months. You know, if you've come to my channel before, I've been saying this for months. This isn't the first time I've been saying this. I've been saying that, you know, November is when altcoins are really going to start picking up, all right? November is where they're going to start making their first moves. Obviously, they're going to make their most parabolic moves after Bitcoin tops out on a general basis, with the exception of a few altcoins. But November is when they start moving up a little bit, right? October, I always said to you, you can go back and watch my previous videos. I always said that October is not necessarily the best of months for altcoins. And what did we see in October for altcoins? Literally just sideways movement, right? Let's go back to Ethereum. We just saw sideways movement in October, right? We started October at around, let's see here, at around 3,500, and we ended it just about, you know, 10-15% up, right? On Bitcoin, we went up 60%. So I told you guys that, you know, and I'm not saying, oh, I told you so. I'm just saying that, you know, this cyclical theory, I'm not even preaching for my own, you know, predictions or methods. I'm saying that the cyclical theory is so strong that I can literally tell you guys months before something happens what is going to happen, and it will most likely play out. And seeing as that cyclical theory is so strong, what I can tell you is that in January and into early February, we're going to be seeing Bitcoin and Ethereum top out, and it's going to be massive, guys. We're going to see another bull run here that is going to blow your minds, essentially. I'm not trying to be that perma bull. You know I like to keep it critical, but I'm thinking, and you know, I will say, you know, even though I say things like that, my predictions are not anywhere near as optimistic as other people, right? My predictions based off the same cyclical theory that is told me what's going to happen in September, what's going to happen in May, what's going to happen this month. My prediction is 113k by January the 6th on Bitcoin, right? The 6th of January on Bitcoin, 113k. I think that those 300k predictions, 250k predictions are a little bit too optimistic. 113k takes into account diminishing returns perfectly. As for Ethereum, it's going to be 9 to 13k, right? 9 to 13k, I've said that before. And that's going to be into the very, very start of February. But the point is, and the reason I'm making this video is to talk about the Total2 index, and we'll bring it back up just to end off the video here. What I can say about it, well, it looks very similar to Ethereum. We've had this critical resistance for almost 6 months, and we're finally seeing a break to the upside. What we need to be seeing now is just one daily candle close above that zone, right? So this daily candle, 13 hours, closes in 13 hours. By the time we get this video out, it'll probably be 12 hours. We need to be seeing that close over 1.5 trillion. And then, guys, we're going to see a run on altcoins starting in November. You know, we're going to be moving up in November on most altcoins. And then once we head into December and January, that's when the really parabolic move is going to get in. So I always recommend, I'll repeat this again, you know, take profits before you think your altcoins will top out, because when they top out, there's not really going to be many indicators that are telling you when that's going to happen, right? Everything's going to be so overvalued, and then it's just going to keep going up, and it's going to feel like an endless game. But I really want to encourage you guys to take profits early. Now, this is way too early, right? We haven't even started moving yet, but I'm talking into late December, into January. Take profits in increments, take them early, because when that crash comes, and it will come, I assure you it will come, the crash will come, and we'll be down 30% in one day. I can guarantee you that. When it happens, you know, exchanges are going to be down, everyone's going to be trying to sell, and you won't be able to log into your exchange for, you know, probably 12 hours, and you'll just have to watch your money go down. No one wants to see that. To take profits early, don't get too greedy. This is another warning. I said I'll be warning you, you know, consecutively over and over again. When this market goes parabolic, and it will, and, you know, November is typically the month where that starts to happen, right? We head up, you know, November. So October is a really bullish month for Bitcoin. November, we start to see altcoins perform a little bit, but it's still mainly a Bitcoin month. And then December, January are absolutely parabolic for both Bitcoin and altcoins. In January, Bitcoin is obviously topped out already, but it still nevertheless is parabolic for altcoins. So be careful out there, guys. It's going to get crazy in my personal opinion. Now, obviously, that's not financial advice. That's my personal opinion on the market, just like everything in this channel. But I think we're heading into a very bullish rest of the year, and a very bullish January as well. So let's see what happens. Let's hope we can close above 1.5 trillion. The worst case scenario is we don't close above 1.5 trillion. We come down for a miniature correction again and head upwards into mid-November. Even that wouldn't be unexpected, right? We've seen something like that before. I mean, if we go back to Ethereum quickly, we can see that on Ethereum, and we'll just jump back on the the Coinbase chart so we can see it more clearly. On Ethereum, we only broke out past this critical resistance in, you know, mid-November, right? Mid-November. Right now, it's very early November, so it actually wouldn't be super surprising if we have a little bit of correction before we break to the upside. So don't be worried if that happens, but I think personally that this probably might be the break here. I'd say I'm 75% sure this will be the break. Obviously, there's a little room there for a potential correction. You know, we have been moving up pretty consistently here on the altcoin market cap, but you know, it looks like we're going to be breaking here. Bitcoin's looking strong. It doesn't look like it's going to get pushed below 60k. Altcoins are looking fine in general. We've just seen that breach of 1.5 trillion. It looks good. Market looks good. I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.